Good afternoon. Today is Monday, November the 3rd, 2025. And today I'm just really going to try to give you an overarching high view, 30,000 foot view of what we do for our customers, kind of the how, okay? And again, these videos are not only intended for my own staff, it's intended for you, other directors and other employment specialists, so that you can kind of tap into what I've learned over a span of about 8 years, insofar as process and timing, because it's all about timing, y'all. I mean, when we get out there into the community and we're trying to execute upon the basis of the plan, right? And we've come up with potential targets. Maybe we have created a route. You don't really have to do that. You can, and in the beginning, I would encourage that just to kind of get into that mindset, that focus. But really, you don't even have to come up with a route. You might want to put together a list of, say, 5 places, right? But keep the other openings, if you have a goal of hitting 10 spots in, let's say, an hour and a half, which you can absolutely do that, then I would maybe put together a loose list of maybe 5, and then just keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. Pray about where God wants you to put this person. Okay, where would be the best fit for him, and just be open. Be open to whatever comes up. Obviously, the first time we blitz together as a team. We will go out there, all 3 of us, and I'm going to pause. By the way, this is the blessing and the curse of officing from home or from my car, is that there is never a dull moment. There's always something going on. So sorry about that. We have tree trimmers all around us. We have family coming in and out. So it's kind of a crazy day. But basically, what I want to touch on today is how you can make placements a whole lot faster. Okay, a whole lot. I'm talking about cutting your time to place people in less than half. Okay, especially if you have somebody to work with, if you can tag team with another employment specialist or your director and go out there together, it makes a massive difference in terms of encouragement and morale building, but it also makes a massive difference in effectiveness in actually placing people very quickly. Okay, and I'm back, and it's racing around today. The life of a director, right? Okay, so this is with the premise that you are working with something to leave behind, okay? And I'm not necessarily talking about a business card, although that can be something. I'm talking about a marketing cover letter that can be used as an effective tool, something that you leave behind that has the customer's picture on it. It has their experience, their availability, and then all kinds of glowing remarks, endorsement statements made by their references. This is usually a 1-page document. It could be front and back. But this is like, not to cheapen it, but it's like a flyer. It's like a flyer for our customers that we pass around. But we're not just passing it around. We're using it as a tool, okay? And it is far superior than a resume or a simple cover letter, for the fact that, for 2 major differences. One is it has the picture, okay? More than 90% of the time, as long as they can present themselves well, there's a picture included at the top left, doesn't really matter, top right, doesn't matter, of the marketing cover letter, okay? And then beside that, the other major difference is on the marketing cover letter, you have an army of advocates. You have anywhere from 3 to 5 people that are saying all kinds of wonderful things about our customers, so that when it's almost like a testimonial. You've seen those late night infomercials, right? One of the reasons why they're so effective is the testimonials. People vouching for the credibility of that program or whatever they're selling. Okay, you've got these references that are vouching for the character and the work ethic of our customers. So when you present it to them in such a way, the potential employers will stop in their tracks. They'll look down. Sometimes they'll read half of it before they even look back up at you. Why? Because it's unique. It's a novelty. It's something that they don't see, right? And you're unique. You're a novelty. You're something they don't see every day because you're an employment specialist or you're a director. And most people, I was one of those 8 years ago. I had no clue. I had no clue about these programs. It makes sense now that to know they exist, but most people, I would say easily more than 70% of Texans have no idea. Even parents and relatives of people who have disabilities have no idea that these programs are out there. And it's so important. I mean, we're not just marketing and advocating for our customer. We're actually marketing for the services provided by Texas Workforce Commission insofar as people with disabilities, right? Vocational rehabilitation services. That's what TWC is providing in this branch of their organization. Okay, so all right, so that in mind, if you have the marketing cover letter, something that you can work with, okay, then you're ready to put together a route. Or what the way I like to do it is I like to look at the plan. Okay, always check out the plan first to verify that your targets are relevant. Okay, and so that you don't have to go and come back and do another meeting. Nobody wants to do a plan amendment, right? Okay, but make sure to look at the plan and then go on Google Maps. Go on Google Maps, input the address of the customer, and then you put the parameter of what you're looking for within, say, 10 miles. Okay, whatever it is, 10 minutes, 10 miles, driving distance, okay? And then you look for grocery stores or restaurants or whatever, hospitals, whatever the targets are, you input it into Google Maps, and that way you can see how many there are within the distance from the customer's home. Okay, so that becomes part of your target list. That gives you a good idea of what the hunting is like in that area for people that are specifically in supported employment. Sometimes it works for job placement. Most of the time, again, because of reasons I've already explained, supported employment, we're trying to place these people as quickly as we can in entry-level types of positions that are in keeping with their skills, abilities, and interests, right? Okay, so we develop a loose framework of targets that we're going after. It could be, it could be dishwasher, it could be stalker, it could be, courtesy clerk, it could be movie theater usher. Okay, any number of things. Okay, but then once we have our list together, and again, this is really another premise is that you're not doing this alone. That you're dividing and conquering. You have at least one other person that you can work this thing together, because it keeps both of you motivated and excited and realizing, reminding yourselves what this is all about. And it's not about us. It's about our customers. It's about helping them to the very best of our ability, getting them into a good job. Okay, so now let's go out there. Okay, we have our cover letters. You will want to attach your business card to the cover letter, the marketing cover letter. We put ours in the lower right-hand corner. Okay, ours is a vertically formatted type of business card. Okay, and then we will go out there. We will divide up the area according to roadways. That way we're not crossing over and getting into each other's territory, right? We're staying clean on that regard, and we're not bugging people by coming back to the same place more than once, right? So then we get out there, okay? And then we use the approach that I've kind of gone over, okay? And again, this is a high view. I'm not going into every single detail, all right? So you approach each of these employers, okay? You try to get invited to apply. And then once you go through your list, you go to the 10 or so places, your partner goes through the 10 or so places, then you get together and you go to a local library, okay, and you make sure to have as much of the information on that customer as you can to make doing the applications easier. Sometimes you'll be using their resume, sometimes you'll be using their 1850, sometimes you'll have to call them and ask questions, and that's okay. All right, but you'll want to go to the library and start getting those applications submitted. Don't wait. Those job leads are going to turn cold on you in 24 to 48 hours, and then they're no good, and you have to start all over again. And do you really want to keep going back to the same area over and over again over a span of months? Me neither. Okay, and so that's why we do it this way. Sense of urgency, trying to get everything done, even in a single setting. Okay, we get the applications in. Then we follow up. Okay, right then and there, within the same 4-hour time work. Okay, 2 hours is allocated to blitzing, about 2 hours. Then we want to take care of the applications. That can take easily about another hour depending on the number that we have. But again, we're doing this together. We're not doing it in isolation. Okay, and then we flip the switch and we start following up. Okay, right then. Okay, and that again, this is part of the approach. Okay, remember, whenever I go through the video on the approach, one of the last things that I say or that we say to prospective employers is, okay, we're going to go and take care of that application for you right away. Would you like for us to give you a call after we submit it? Right, and most of the time they say sure. Okay, so okay, well, we're going to go do that now, and I'll call you in a little bit. Thank you so much. Okay, and then you're out of there. You got to go. You got to go to your next stop, get all your list done, and then you got to get to the library with your partner so that you can bang out these applications and start following up. Okay, look, this is why this is so effective. You are establishing rapport with a decision maker. Okay, you're not aimlessly filling out applications for someone. No. Don't ever do that. Okay, I learned that the hard way too. You don't have to. Okay, so it's all about having rapport with a decision maker, and that rapport takes less than 2 minutes. From the time you get in front of them and you're talking, okay, and you can tell in their body language, in their eye contact, in their smile, you can tell if that rapport is positive or negative, right? And if it's good and they're welcoming you to apply, then let's get it done. Okay, let's go through our list. Let's go to the library with our partner, and then let's put in those applications as soon as we can, and then get on the phone immediately. So let's say the guy's name is Joe. The hiring manager is Joe. So I'm calling over to Joe. Okay, and it doesn't matter where he works. Hey Joe, this is Brad. Hey, it was great to meet you, by the way. Just want to let you know we got that application turned in for you. Would you like to set up a time to meet? Okay, so you're asking for the interview. Now, would it be wise to use the customer's name? Yeah, in that phone call, you want to use the name. I kind of missed that. Okay, so see, I'm not perfect. Okay, I mess up all the time, but we learn from it, right? And we carry on. So get Joe on the call. Hey, Joe. Hey, this is Brad. We met just a little bit ago over there. And hey, just want to let you know, it's good. I'm flubbing this up so bad, right? It was great to meet you, Joe. It really was. And I just wanted to let you know we got the application in for Alex, right? Would you like to go ahead and set up a time to meet this week? And then a lot of times they'll say yes, okay? Some of the time they're going to hedge. Okay, when they hedge, they'll say something like, well, I need time to look at the application, or, well, we've got other interviews going on this week. I'll let you know. Okay, they never let you know. The 99.9% chance you're never going to hear from them, even when they mean well, even when they have good intentions, even when you have the best communication possible. They're not, in general, they're not going to call back ever. So you want to try to keep the ball in your court. How do you do that? Okay, when they give you that, when they give you their reasons or excuses, okay, you simply say, okay, Joe, hey, no problem, Joe. I understand you're super busy, and so am I. I get it. Would you like for me to give you a call in a couple of days when the dust settles? Would that be okay? Can I call you in a couple of days and just check back in? And they almost always say yes. I don't remember even one time where they said no to that particular question. Okay, so that's a way to keep the ball in your court, and you're not bugging them. That way you're not bugging them. You have permission. You have been invited to call them to check and see where they are in their process of hiring for that particular position. So remember that. That's huge, guys. I'm telling you. And we have found people jobs in ways just like that. Okay, we have found people jobs by leaving the marketing cover letter, because on rare occasions we'll get a call back. Okay, that's happened to me like a couple of months after the fact. They'll call. Now by that time I usually have them placed, but isn't that something? Isn't that interesting? When you leave something behind that is very well crafted, they don't throw it away. A lot of times they'll keep it. They'll leave it on their desk, and when there's an opening, because they're so impressed with the initiative that you took, because they're so impressed with the preparation that you invested in this process, because you're advocating for someone, and they have a heart of compassion and they get it. They want to give your guy or your girl a chance. And so sometimes that happens. They'll call back. Okay. We've had that happen here recently. All right. So, where was I? Okay. So we've talked about the marketing cover letter. We've talked about touching back, following up. Okay. We talked about calling. Okay. That's another way that I've gotten interviews and jobs, is simply by following up and checking back. Okay. If you're not checking back in and following up a minimum of 2 or 3 times, you need to. Okay, I don't mean to be critical, but you really need to. We're not serving our customers as effectively as we could unless we're following up with those hot leads. Okay, now are those hot leads dead within 48 to 72 hours? Yeah, they're done. But if you're calling and they're continuing to give you positive vibes and positive feedback and encourage you to, and it's okay with them that you continue to call back and you're keeping the ball in your corner and on your side, then keep following up. Keep following up until they tell you no. Okay, that's my rule of thumb. I have followed up, I'm not kidding, 6 or 7 times, even more, until they either told me no or until they gave us an interview date and time. Okay, and that's no lie. Now, if you can tell they're getting ticked off, then don't. I mean, even if they're not telling you no, we don't exist to be an aggravation or a sore spot or thorn in somebody's side. If you can tell in their tone of voice, if you're checking back in person, you can tell in their face they're not happy with you being there. It's okay. Let it go. Let it go. Some people will not. We just had that happen not long ago with a business, and they kept kicking the can. They kept telling us, yeah, we'll schedule an interview this week. Never happened. Okay, and they never would commit. So they never would call us back, and we followed up many times, and it never came together. And until today, as a matter of fact, I think this morning we got the email, the dreaded email. We moved on to other candidates. Just tell me no, right? Just tell me no. I'll get out of your hair. I'm not trying to bug you. Just tell me no if that's what you mean. If you want to give the person a shot, great. Let's set up a time. But if not, it's okay. We're not going to keep coming back and calling if you're not serious. Okay, so that's kind of how we follow up. Let's circle back. Okay, we have looked at the plan. We have looked at the employment targets. We've looked at a possible route on Google Maps. We have decided that we're no longer going to do this by ourselves, right? We're going to try to work together and team up on these things. And then we've touched briefly on the approach and the marketing cover letter. We have talked about the importance of not only blitzing and talking to these employers, but also the importance of getting together in a library, putting in those applications, and immediate follow-up. Guys, if you do these things, I'm just telling you, it's a game changer. And it doesn't take that long. It really doesn't. You and one other person can do a 20-place blitz in the span of 2 hours easily. Okay, then you go to the library, spend 30 minutes to an hour filling out a few applications, okay, and then you follow up with the employers, right, to see if you can get interviews scheduled. And I guarantee you, if you consistently do this, you're going to double and triple the placements that you're making. And think about that. That's good for us financially, right? But is that really the point? No. The point is that we're transforming lives. That's it. We are transforming we are part of the process of their transformation financially, in terms of confidence, in terms of their family excitement and support and morale and encouragement, all of those things. We get to serve people in a very unique and special way. And I love it. I hope you love it as much as I do. And if there's anything that I can do to help, I want to do that. Okay. I know that we don't have the comments. I don't have time to address comments, but I will continue to put out videos for you guys that are part of my staff, as well as you providers that are out there. I'm sorry for the nature of the video. I know it's not the best quality, at least not yet. We'll start amping that up to make them a little bit more professional. But anyway, these are my insights to share with you today. God bless you. God bless you what you do. You're making a difference in the lives of a lot of people. All right. Take care. We'll talk to you next time.